So yeah, full carnival lime vibes happening on Copper Joy, you know. We into banker mode, but we liming, we enjoying, and then we also putting forward some serious thought-provoking ideas and awareness that I think we now need to be aware of as we move forward in this crazy time that nobody anticipated. Let me introduce to you a pioneer in his own right, the CEO, the man behind the brand, Chief Cook and Bottle Washer of Tribe. You might want to all them titles, of Tribe Group of Companies. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dean Ackin to this set.
I think we should applaud after.
Yeah! Welcome, brother. Welcome. I think I called you a pioneer in your own right, and I think many people you may not want to hear that, but that is the reality. I think what you have done in the industry, you're a leader in the industry, and you've pushed the envelope where people thought it could not have been pushed. Congratulations to that.
Thank you very much.
This now, 2020 to 2021 presented challenges that I think you and all probably
never expected.
No, you're probably scratching your head and all. Yeah. What? Tell me your thought process last year around this time.
Well, yeah, like the rest of the world, nobody expected COVID, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're going along the merrily way. Business is happening, things are happening. And then comes COVID. I think it is a time, though, that we need to use to reset, to rethink what we do as an organization. And even as individuals, you really need to step back and see how this affects you, affects your jobs, your careers, your family, and think about how you're moving forward, because we don't know how long it'll be around for. To be honest, I'm very optimistic though. Apart from the mutations and the variants, I do see a Carnival 2022. Once the vaccines are rolled out, and the vaccines are starting to roll out, but it's just the mutations and those variants are a little worrying. But we are very optimistic. We're planning for 2022 already, even though we're in 2021. There's no parade, but there's Carnival. We need to keep the spirit of Carnival alive. And we have been working on a couple of projects over the last couple of months.
Was that a concerted effort, Dean, by your organization? Did you go to Val and said, no Carnival, but we need to keep the spirit of Carnival alive? Was that a concerted effort?
Oh, definitely. I think we are seen as leaders in the industry to some extent. And as such, we do need to represent, right? And plus, my team won't let me not represent. So, everybody is excited. One of the main projects we're doing is the LAVWAY film.
Right, which is what Val indicated earlier.
Val spoke about it a little earlier. It'll air on Carnival Sunday night, Valentine's night. And it's a new way of presenting the Carnival, right? It's the Soleil by Broadway by Carnival. And we're really excited about it, and we really feel we'll be representing Carnival in a way that we can take international, and we can reach a wider audience. And I think that is something that, we take Carnival for granted, right? It comes, we wine and we jam every year, and a lot of people see it as that. But Carnival is a product that really can be used wisely to help us grow our tourism. The world is changing. The new president of the United States is going the climate change way. I don't know what that's going to do to oil and gas. And we have so many other industries like tourism and like our Carnival that we should really turn to and see how, collectively we can market ourselves, market our country, market brand TNT.
Well, when the whole idea of no Carnival came about, how did you all react? And I say react because I think it caught everybody up to Christmas. We was hoping that something could still happen.
We still open.
We still open. Next week,
chances look slim.
We are the greatest last minute society. We should pull things. If Dean and Val come together, they could pull together a parade tomorrow.
King of Wing, we wing it.
But how did you? The team Tribe. What was it thought process behind doing a film, a documentary type thing? Because I know that it would have been okay, so no parade of the bands, Val has no costume to design, all the band leaders watching and say, well, what are we going to do? What was that thought process leading to what we're going to see on Carnival weekend?
Well, it's interesting because technically we never really stopped. By the time our first lockdown started, we were head into preparing for Carnival 2021 because we started about a year and a half in advance. So we were doing our postmortems and preparing for what's coming next. Designers had started working to what we would be designing for what would have been the then July band launch. When that took us into lockdown, we were like, okay, well, this isn't happening. But we just kept shifting the thought process. So in terms of saying we make the starting and the stopping part, that didn't have to happen. When the film aspect of it really came into fruition, I would say was when the ultimate event side of it did 1 year with the Answer Group. So that came off, I think it was in October last year. It was a charitable concept and concert that was put on with many different artists from up and down the Caribbean. And I think that opened our eyes a little bit more to that wheelhouse. So Tribe has always been about engagement before Carnival, before anything else. You know, we analyze groups of people, niche markets, big markets, small markets, or whatever, and see how we could best please and serve needs. And I think seeing what was able to come out of that combination of Carnival brain, innovation, Caribbean aesthetic, and, you know, Answers organization, I think that is what really led to this product that we have for Carnival Sunday now.
Yeah, I know Dean said that 2022, fingers crossed, optimism. Let's just deal with a worst case scenario, guys, and Paige, because...
Let me take a step for this worst case.
Yeah! The reality is that we don't know. The uncertainty in the air is still very much there. The event and entertainment industry, I know there are guys that live and breathe by this little period. They make the most amount of money and they work and they can relax for a little bit. What happens to the entertainment industry if in 2022 the no carnival or the virtual event becomes the thing?
You know, Joel, already many of our comrades in the business have fallen and will never get up. That's after 1 year.
That's okay.
There's a lot more of that could potentially happen if we don't find a way to re-engage ourselves in terms of how we look at Carnival. People have been asking, what are you all doing? It's very difficult to repurpose a Carnival band. It's very difficult to repurpose a party. It's very difficult to monetize an online engagement like a virtual concert. And those realities are what are pervasive in people's minds. And it's also very difficult to consider totally changing the way your organization functions when COVID is temporary. We just don't know how temporary it is.
Yeah.
So those are the real challenges that you face off the bat. And then subsequent to that, we also have to consider, how do we as an industry respond to this massive disruptor? This is the great disruption. They say the great reset, the great disruption. How do we respond as an industry? And what do we do in this time when we are fallow to ensure that when we come back, the ecosystem, the environment, the space within which we operate is optimized? That is what we are spending time doing. Hence, the increase and the ramp up of the engagement with the state actors and the public at this point. Yeah. So those, I think, are the realities that we have to kind of put into perspective. This is still kind of new for everybody. People are still in shock, I think. And so that's kind of where our head is at in terms of how we move forward, because we have to consider the future.
To that point, right? The ones that I'm really concerned about, and I think you mentioned it at the start of the program, there are some players, especially smaller players, that this is their only thing, right? The bigger players might be able to survive, but there are a lot of people, as Bunji said in his song, right? The ecosystem is vast, right? And there's so many people that have been affected. Paige just said there are some that have fallen that will never get up. You know, businesses have to ask themselves, and in our case, we had to ask ourselves, how temporary is the COVID, or how permanent is the COVID? Should we pivot? Should we change, you know, what we do as an organization in terms of the product and services we offer? But I do think that Carnival will come back. All right, we could argue when it will come back, but I do think it will come back. There's a lot of pent-up energy out there. You know, people need entertainment, they need fun. It's part of our culture, it's our history. So Carnival isn't going anywhere. We might go somewhere, but Carnival isn't going anywhere. For us, you know, as I said just now, we ask ourselves, do we change what we do, or do we have some patience and hold on and wait? And yes, we have pivoted somewhat with regards to ultimate events and our entry into the film production and that sort of thing. But I do believe, and I hope I'm not being too optimistic here, that Carnival will be back. And
We need some optimism.
yeah, and when it's back, it'll be big. Be
Yeah.
it 2022 or 2023. I'm hoping it's 2022.
Yeah, let's not say 2023.
No, I
Safe again.
really do
Yeah.
feel so.
Yeah.
So each and everybody needs to just, individual and business needs to ask themselves, you know, where do they go from here? And plan accordingly.
We could admit, Dean, that you've been an industry leader. How important it is for not just the tribe family, but this to be understood across the national society, because as I said, for something to happen, for a wave to take place, it needs continuity, it needs momentum. If tribe alone feeling this way and the rest of the national society,
Yeah.
no big thing. When it come back, it come back.
Well, besides, I mean, we spoke about the economic fallout, but honestly, Carnival offers a social and psychological benefit to the country. You mentioned it's a time to release, you know, and, you know, really re-energize and, you know, forget about your worries and so on. And we take that for granted, you know. I think the world and Trinidad and Tobago definitely is like a pressure cooker right now because everybody has been cooped up and is waiting to explode. Unfortunately, you know, there's nothing much we can do about it. And I really do think, you know, life and limb comes before fet and fun, right? I mean, we are in the business of offering fets and fun and you know, a good time. But COVID does present us with a challenge, and you know, we really need to be responsible in how we operate. So yeah, fingers crossed, vaccines will roll out, and we can launch in August or September, and there'll be a Carnival 2022.
If you can see my toes and
I would-
everything cross. I want to give Val the last word, just to give us a little tease, Val, for those who may now join us, what LAVWAY, the presentation, is about. We probably give folks a little tease, but kind of just put it in a little nutshell for us, what you guys have been bubbling and plan to present to us on the Carnival weekend.
In a nutshell, I would say it's everything about Carnival that you didn't see in that week. I know it sounds a big thing to say, but it was a big project to attempt to put on, and that's what we are working on right now. Everything from costuming to choreography, which you expect is going to be redefined and interpreted in a different way. Everything from edit to camera angles is going to be seen in a different way. One of the things we've experienced during this entire pandemic is that we have all been forced into the seat of the viewer. We are no longer participants. We're watching something on a screen, you're watching something home. You're not in the source anymore. And what we really are hoping with this show is to put you in the middle of things that you have not even in a regular Carnival season been in the middle of. And I don't mean just saying, oh, you're going down in a juve or in a stick fight or this or that. It really isn't that. It's a lot more in terms of the LAVWAY show is literally our story told to you by you.
So it's like I think Dean or Paige mentioned, this is really just for you to sit back, reset, look at Carnival through different eyes. We were normally in the Carnival and sometimes experiencing what a stranger who don't know anything about Carnival may come and experience and look at. So it's time for us to just sit back and experience, I think,
that reset,
story,
that recharge,
yeah.
You know, and that Dean was talking about the future of Carnival, and we're going back there. And I think everything that we are doing with not only the shows but the other projects that we have been working on is going to inform what our future is going to look like, and that's the most exciting thing for me. We're coming back, and we don't want to come back the same that we were before. We're coming back as something new and better.
Yeah, guys, I want to thank you very much for dropping by and taking time to share. Whatever happens, as I said, we keep fingers crossed, we continue to pray. This is a period in our history that will never be forgotten. but how we treat with it, how we deal with it, how we approach it from a strategic point of view. Because I think now it's the time that minds must come together and redefine what we are, who we are, and this is what it is. And that's why I got so. I'm glad, guys, that you took time to just come and let's just air this, because I got very, very nervous inside. No carnival. And I just thought we were missing an opportunity to do exactly what we discussed here. Trying to be, we boast year in, year out for our parents, our ancestors, that this is the greatest show on earth. Tune in a little piece of what Tribe will present on Carnival Weekend to prove that this is truly the greatest show on earth. Let's redefine Carnival. Let's not just say no Carnival and move on. This is our national festival. I want to thank Dean, Paige, Val for dropping by. A little tease of what's coming up, what you can expect on the weekend. Check your local listings and you will get it, I'm sure, of course, all social media platforms. LAVWAY, the presentation that Tribe has been working on. Enjoy, guys.
The house line by Joel.
This is the real reason we visited.
Yes, this is why we're here.
This is why we're here.
Please don't let there be a national pandemic to offer to cook for us again. You know what I'm saying?